Nice sprocket, he said. Can you grind on it? Oh, I'll show you, can I grind on it. What's happening, bro chachis? Today is Tuesday. We're about to learn the how to sprocket stall. Also, don't mind the white splotch on my pants. They're my painting pants. All right, guys, the prerequisite for this trick are the bunny hop and just having a guard sprocket. Now, you don't necessarily need one, but I do highly recommend it because you're probably gonna ruin your sprocket if you don't have one. Also, if you don't have the sprocket guard, make sure you have a beefy chain. I ride the Shadow Simone sprocket with the Shadow Halfling chain, and that's proven to be pretty darn strong. I haven't broken a chain, knock on wood, in a very long time, and I attribute that to having the Shadow Simone sprocket and the interlock chain. No, this is not a paid promo. I really do back these products. As far as spot recommendations, I usually try and find a spot that's almost as tall as your top tube. And the reason for that is that when you're actually doing the sprocket stall, you want to have a little bit of room to hop, catch some air on the way out. If you find something that's too low, your front tire will end up either touching on the other side or you just won't have enough pop. So find yourself a nice ledge that's either the top tube or maybe even the seat height. And you're going to want to approach this pretty slow. It's almost as if you're gonna try and bunny hop onto it, but you didn't quite make it. Let me demonstrate. So you're essentially taking about a crank and maybe a half just to get on. Once you do get on, you'll notice that it's not so much fully your sprocket as it is your chain. Your chain will actually be the one making contact oftentimes, but your sprocket and your guard do break that down when you miss. These are just my painted pants. Once you get on the ledge, you can actually put your front foot down. So I'm left foot forward, my left foot will go down and let me balance on the ledge. Also, another helpful tip, try and find an L ledge or a ledge that's filled in completely. That way your front tire can actually rest on it, almost like a feeble stall. Once you're on the ledge and you're balanced, you have two choices. You can either bunny hop backwards and land fakie, or you can basically bunny hop 90 just to get off. Well then, here's one to 180. For those of you guys that are learning this trick from zero, I recommend maybe trying the 90 technique first, just in case you don't have your fakies dialed in yet. So all you really have to do is bunny hop off of this position. Again, you can start by cheating and having your left foot down, maybe even having your toes on the corner of the ledge will help as well, so that you're almost in a real pretend bunny hop position right here. And then all you have to do is just 90 off. You're gonna swing your front tire off the ledge, and you're not really gonna have any momentum, so you can just kind of come to a dead stop. Your first few times you might go a little too fast and miss.
Yeah?
I do.
Come on,
Once you get on there properly, again, you can either 90 off or fakie. Let's try the fakie technique. Again, make sure you're nice and level. You're basically in the same position as if you would bunny hop. Now you have to pull yourself back and spring back, and very important, make sure you clear your front tire, because if you do snag, you could flip over the bars backwards, so be very careful. Now that was a cheater technique. What I did was, I tried to fakie, but I also did like a little 45-degree turn so that my front tire would clear this ledge. You should try that while learning it. Once you have it really dialed and you do it on taller setups, it'll actually be easier and you'll figure out the yank back. Now that you have it pretty dialed in on the L setup or the completely filled in setup, let's try it on a ledge that doesn't have a back. And the reason we like this is that you can teeter-totter. So hop on and basically look, you can almost feel like you're gonna front flip, but you're not. Your sprocket is holding down, your tire is touching there, and it lets you practice getting in this position. But once we're actually dialed in, you never wanna get past the point of where your tire drops down too far, because then you'll lose the snapback. So again, you want to keep it almost at a pedal feeble position. So about here, and then just fakie off. That was terrible. It is a little more difficult from a dead stop, so you kind of want to get into the fluid motion. So just hop on and hop off. And when you do this fluid motion, it'll feel as if you're rocking on it, and you'll get some good pop. Terrible. Once you start getting pretty good at them, you can rock. Find your sweet spot, maybe even throw a bar spin. Oh, mine doesn't work, but it almost did. And then 90 off. This trick is actually a lot easier than it seems, but it can be a little scary. The only hangups that I see that most people have are when they're balancing, they let their front tire touch, either the ledge, or if it doesn't have the backing, it'll go over the ledge and the tire will tap the ground there or something else. And if you're doing that too much, then it's hard to really spring back. So you want to get into that fluid motion of just landing, letting it teeter-totter a little bit and yanking back. If you're struggling with the fakie, start doing the 90s. That'll really help you. Then you can start taking it to the fakie. If you're left foot forward, you're gonna want a 90 to your right. If you're right foot forward, you want a 90 to the left. If you're goofy footed, then just do whichever way is comfortable, but those are more of the traditional ways to do it. This trick is super fun and you can do it on really tall setups, really small ones. You can link them. You can throw bar spins into them, out of them. So you can do sprocket to pegs. There's a lot of different variations. Hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. And if that wasn't zesty enough, well then here's one. I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and if it helped you, please make sure to smash that like button. Leave me a comment saying, hey Alf, I made it to the end of the video, and thanks for teaching me sprocket stalls. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.